Hey, it looks like I'm recording. So, let me switch to one. Hey there, YouTube. This is Tom Rowe, 411 Vids, and today I want to talk about the Matrix. So, I've always been fascinated, well, at least ever since the Matrix movie came out, and I could have easily stopped at the first Matrix movie because it was so perfectly executed that I couldn't imagine there being a better way to present that um, parallel universe where we're in a dream state. Recently, and not so recently, within the last few years, a lot of some people, try and be accurate here, some people in the scientific community have talked about the Matrix possibly being real. They've even written books regarding the possibility that we live in the Matrix. Now, most people are going to hear something like that and they're going to think, well, that's ridiculous. How could this be a computer simulation? It'd be impossible to create this kind of realism in a simulation so that my body and my mind felt like I was in a real place. Well, have you ever had a dream where you didn't know you were dreaming? It's probably happened to you. It's probably happened to all of us. Most of the time, when we dream, we think we're not dreaming. And a lot of times it's only when something odd happens that seems completely out of place that we realize it's a dream. And in my case, that's usually when I wake up, which is really frustrating sometimes because I'd like to see where the dream goes. And it's, I feel like I've lost an opportunity to have a lucid dream where I get to actually explore this fantasy, this reality that I've created inside my head. So if you just think about the Matrix in terms of something so real you didn't know you were dreaming, then obviously we're just dealing with impulses to the brain. Well, this isn't my idea. Most of you have seen The Matrix, or at least some of you have. And for those who haven't, let me refresh your memory.
Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No,
Why not?
because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix?
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is.
Okay, so here is the second clip.
Anything we need.
Right now, we're inside a computer program.
Is it really so hard to believe? Your clothes are different, the plugs in your arms and head are gone. Your hair has changed. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
So, for those who've never seen The Matrix, now you understand what all the fuss is about. And now I'm going to show you a few things that other people have said about us possibly living in the Matrix. But before I do that, I want you to know that I don't know. And none of us do. There's no way that we can know if this is an elaborate dream that we're all participating in, or if this is just the way that life moves forward on a planet orbiting Sol, our sun, spinning through the Milky Way galaxy. There's just no way for us to know. But if we watch the progression of technology and where we've come from 30 years ago in a first-person shooter style of game, in which I don't even think there was one 30 years ago, but let's say 20 years ago. And then we move forward to the now, where we have games that are so immersive that if you put on a VR headset, you'd be hard pressed to determine whether some of these trees and rocks and grass and things that were going on in that world were real or were just computer graphics. So let me switch back and let's do a little search. The dogs are going nuts outside. Every time the sirens go by on the nearby street, the dogs go crazy. I don't know if you can hear that. You probably can't, but you probably can hear the sirens because they cut through. But I'll just wait for them to pass. Okay. So as you can see on this page, just by typing in "Are we living in the Matrix?" you get books. You get phys.org paper from November 2016 that asks the question and gives some insight into what that possibility is. We have tech billionaires are convinced we live in the Matrix. 20 indicators that signal you may be living in the Matrix. So, there's a lot of stuff you could go through here. Here we've got, let's see. We've got Elon Musk thinks we're living in the Matrix. Sam Altman of Y Combinator thinks we're living in the Matrix, possibly. Bank of America, there's a 20 to 50% chance we're inside the Matrix and reality is just a simulation. Neil deGrasse Tyson has also mentioned that possibility. So we have some people out there who are kind of thinking that maybe we are possibly, there's a percentage chance that we're living in this matrix. And it wasn't until a couple of days ago when something happened to me that I really gave it some serious thought. Now I have thought about it. I've thought about it for a very long time. As a matter of fact, when I was 10, um, living in Virginia, I talked to my friends about that possibility. I don't know where I got the idea. I probably saw it on TV or something, but I was really thinking, what if this world around us, and this is like 1974, what if this world around us isn't real? What if we're just disembodied brains in jars, and there's a scientist feeding in all of these images and the sound and touch and everything that we feel around us? And I was 10, so I've been weird ever since I was a kid, and I'm sure that my parents would have testified to that. Um, so then this thing happened a few days ago, and this has never happened to me before. It's something called an ophthalmic aura. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. Ophthalmic aura, and apparently it's a symptom of a migraine headache. And I've only had a few headaches in my life that I would think were migraine headaches, just based on what people say who get them on a regular basis, where I would get this throbbing behind my eyes, and it would cause me to actually feel my heartbeat, and the pain was just terrible. That's only happened a few times in my life, but a few days ago I was just looking at my phone, and all of a sudden I couldn't see in a spot in the center of my vision, right where I was trying to read. I couldn't read. I had to look to the side of it or read in my peripheral vision in order to see the text. And I got a little nervous about that, because around the outside of it was this electrical wave, almost like a lightning bolt, the way they're jagged. And it was a rainbow or a spectrum of colors in a jagged line, kind of lightning bolt effect. That looked so artificial to me. It looked like something you would see on an analog set when the signal wasn't coming in properly, and around the edges you get those wavy lines. And just to give you an idea of what that looks like, I'm going to bring this up. Okay, so you could see that when you type in ophthalmic aura, you get these images show up. And so mine was a combination. It was part this one, where it's blurry in the middle and I can't see what's in the center. And you can see they've shown some sort of a spectrum of colors up here. But what I saw around the outside of it was this electrical wave of energy around the outside. And this got steadily worse for like 20 minutes until I was panicking a little bit, because I'm by myself here in Pensacola. My family's down in Delray, and I was, when you feel like something bad's about to happen to you, I think it really tests your heart and your mind. What's on your mind, because where your treasure is, that sort of thing. That's where you go. And all I could think of was, I don't think that my family can make it without me. And so I panicked a little bit, and I actually got on a towel in one of these rooms here and started doing some sun salutations, up and down dog, things like that, just to get my mind off of it and to de-stress. Even though I didn't think I was stressed at that moment, I didn't know what I was experiencing. So there was definitely some praying going on, asking for God to intervene in whatever the heck this was. And I looked at my phone again because I wanted to find out what was going on, and I typed in, spectrum, electric effect in my vision, something like that. And I found a couple of references to this this symptom. And now that I know that this does happen to some people, and it's completely without pain, It didn't feel like a migraine. It was just a visual effect. So it kind of freaked me out a little bit, but the whole time I'm thinking, this is weird because it doesn't look real. It looks synthetic, like an analog signal you would get on a television, an older television, that was not tuned in properly. And that made me think about the Matrix. So it made me really consider the possibility that the simulation was broken a little bit and that I was seeing a glitch in the Matrix. So, something to think about. I hope you've enjoyed this talk, and I will see you in the next video. And please like and share and give me a thumbs up and do all those things that make this YouTube thing work, so that we can hang out together more in the future, and we can get up the subscription base. I hope you are having an awesome time and a great day, and please subscribe and ring that bell so you can get notifications. Thank you. Bye-bye.